No, you shall die! Oh! Imagine actually trying to kill me when one of my swords is hit.
Hello everybody, I'm a Rainbow, and I'm in a new game called Battlegrounds right now. This is sort of a medieval combat sandbox game that multiple people can play together, and you basically just bang on each other and fight, and it's got some nifty gadgets, and it's still in development, but it's a lot of fun, and I think it's got some potential. So I thought I would show you how to play, maybe introduce you to the game, and see if you might like it for yourself. So let's jump in and get this done.
Do you finally have a weapon? Yeah. I'm trying to go kill real quick.
All right, first thing we're going to do is talk about the menu. So to get to the menu, you're going to press the X button, and when the menu comes up, the first thing you'll see right there is where you're in. I'm in a server all by myself right now, but let's start and work our way over. That's the house right there. Shows you where you're at. There's your player profile. There's not a lot to change here right now. You can pick whether you want a shield or not. You can pick which sword you have if you have more than one, and where do you want to wear the sword. And it defaults to the left hip every time. You can put it on the right hip, but it defaults there. Settings. Not a whole lot to change here. You can do snap or smooth, the rotation amount, and the most important one to me is to turn off the music, because after I've heard it a couple of times, it drives me crazy. So if we take a look at servers, now this is how you can join other players. You guys just have to find a server. That you guys want to meet at and go in. You can see servers that are busy, servers that are not busy, and the server that you're on is going to be the one that's highlighted. So I picked the one all the way down at the bottom right now, just so I would be by myself for this tutorial. Alrighty, and that's that. So you can have up to 7 players in a server. Now rewards, these are things that are given away. Rate the game. I'm not going to get into that too much. Same thing with redeem. Now you can get another sword. You can do link your Discord account. To do that, click where it says enter token right there, so it's flashing, and then input the code. All right, that's just really quick. And then there's their Discord, and this is where you do the link account thing. I've already done that on mine, so I'm not going to walk through and do it again. All right, so that's the menu. That's what you have right there. Now let's talk about the controls that you have. And to move forward, all right, on my left stick, okay, it's just stick movement, left, right, side to side. And if you want to rotate, for me it's the right hand. Okay, I've got snap turn on, but you can set up smooth turn if you want. All right, A is to jump, and if you're moving, B is to dash. Notice I went real quick. Whichever direction you're moving, that's the direction you will dash. Okay, or just a little quick sprint right there. Now, you notice right now they have these little boxes on their hands. I think at some point they're going to replace those with actual graphics to things, but right now there's things you can put on there, and we will walk through all of the different things that you can pick up and use in a minute, but that's what those are. Now, the one thing I want to point out is if you look at something and it uses both your triggers, your regular trigger button, and if you do that and you don't have anything else on your hand, it sends out a grapple. All right, and it does that on both hands. So if you use the middle trigger on either hand, you can have 2 grapples going if you don't have anything else equipped on your hands. All right, so grapples go out, and if you can't if there's nothing to grapple, if there's nothing up there that you can grapple, it won't do anything. But otherwise, if you point up and you grapple and there's something there for it to hit, it will grapple both just like that. So grapples take a little bit to get used to, but they seem to work fairly effectively. I kind of figure you're on the end of a rubber band, and that works like that. So when you want to get your sword or want to grab something, it's the lower trigger. I have a tendency to use that middle trigger, and then if I have something on there, that grapple goes off at the same time. It does weird things. So there's the sword, and you just wave it around. So And if you hit at something, you can actually feel it just a little bit. So that's kind of cool. There's a sword. And if you have a shield, it'll be on your back. Same thing, just reach back there with either hand, lower trigger, just kind of reaching over your shoulder, and you will get the shield in your hand. So let's actually take some damage here. And if you look down at the bottom, you'll see red. Red is how much health you have. The gray is experience right now. And when you take a bomb, I'm holding it with a lower trigger. To set it off, you have to use your regular trigger finger. I'm going to back off a little bit. All right, you notice even with the shield, I took damage, and it didn't really hurt that shield at all. All right, let me point out that when you take one of these, there's several of these pedestals around. It takes 10 seconds for it to recharge and a new item to show up here. Right now, there's no way to take any of this stuff and put it on. I think they need like a belt or something that you can hold like that. And it's 3 seconds before the explosives go off once you trigger them. Let's go through some of the different bombs that they have or different items they have. This is a freeze grenade. So you pick it up, hit the trigger, throw it, and it will cause anybody caught by it to freeze up for just a minute. This is an explosive grenade. Pull the trigger, things go boom. I was close enough that it did me damage right there. All right, so these little boxes, like I said, these are just placeholders, I think, till they get them right now. But if you put them on, the yellow one right there, and then you pull your trigger, this is a flamethrower. That one is right there. Kind of cool. And you can see the yellow in the center as it wears down. That's how much you have, and then it takes, you got to wait till it recharges before you can use it again. And this is a smoke bomb, so you take that. I'm just going to drop it here. Smoke bomb doesn't do any damage, but as you can see or not see, it makes it difficult to see things, and it's a very random effect. So I like that. I think they did a good job with that. All right, this orange thing is like a medieval jet engine, because if you squeeze the trigger, you take off like a rocket, okay, until it restarts. All right, this green one's kind of cool. It's like a hand cannon or a gun. So only got one shot, and honestly, it is hard to aim. But the ocean's not too bad. But like looking at that tree over there, see, it's hard to aim. I think I'm lined up. Oh, almost got that one. That one killed too much. Last thing I'm going to talk about is the cannon. These things are super overpowered, so if you hit somebody with them, they're probably going to go down. Grab hold of it with that lower trigger when your hand's closed, point, and then use your index finger, and you got to just wait till it charges back up. That's all that does right there, but it does a lot of damage. Like I said, the cannons are super overpowered.
I try to help you.